96.3, 100.5 WLYB. It is Justin Bieber and Ed Sheeran and Khalid this morning. It is 7:56, and we have two special guests this morning. We got a lot of information to cover, and I know you've got questions out there. We've got the questions for you. Going to put it together this morning. We've got Superintendent of Sumter County Schools, Dr. Anthony Gardner here, and Sumter County Commissioner Marcus Campbell. Good morning, guys. How are you doing today?
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Doing good. Let's go ahead and jump into what everybody wants to know. School, is it going to be starting, and what are you doing, Dr. Gardner, to prepare to get the program on the road?
We will be starting. Our school is starting on August the 21st for our students, and our staff will be back in on the 19th. However, we have been preparing for the opening of school since we got out in March, not knowing what the situation was going to be in the state and in the county and even around the nation. But we have done a lot of things to prepare to go back to school, from the physical plant standpoint, with cleaning and sanitizing, and even buying a lot of equipment with regards to the process that we're about to undertake. We will begin our school year doing 100% remote for the first 9 weeks, and we will assess that situation with regards to what the COVID condition is in the county at that time, and then I will go back to my board and make a recommendation to whether, depending on those conditions, and that recommendation could be either that recommendation could be either continue remote or go to what we call a blended model, and that blended model includes several pieces. What we have done is we have taken our county and split it up into 4 different groups based on the location of the communities in the county, and we labeled those groups A, B, and C, and A, B, C, and D. I'm sorry, and those groups, if we go to that step down model blended, we will have 2 groups in the schools at one time. Thereby we will be able to do all the social distancing and all of the things that's necessary to keep the proper precautions for with regards to the guidelines that's put out by all of the health agencies, and 2 groups will come on Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday will be a virtual day, a remote day for everyone, and will give us opportunity to clean up before the next group come in. And then Thursday and Friday will be another group, and we will complete that cycle continue that cycle as we go. And then, of course, the traditional model is everybody's back, and we're rolling like normal. So hopefully we can get to the traditional model, because there's no substitute for face-to-face learning. You just can't do it. And historically, our students struggle with remote learning and distance learning. It's something that we need to work with them on to get a little better at. But I think what will help us in that regard is the support systems that can be put in place, involving the entire community, that can help our kids focus a little more and do those things that they need to do in order to be successful in this remote learning process. Because as you move on up through the process educationally, it's distance learning is the thing now, especially at the post-secondary level. So it's it's a tough situation, but that there's some good that can come out of it for our students if we process it correctly.
And you're meeting with the teachers on a daily or weekly business, depending on how the curriculum and program and COVID situation is changing?
Yes, sir. Our principals have been having Zoom staff meetings all summer, and we are about to embark on some training right now with regards to all the pieces that the State Department have put out. The State Department has purchased a learning management system similar to what they're doing on the collegiate level with Blackboard and things of that nature, where we can push out content. We can do video meetings with our students. The district has purchased a system Zoom account where our teachers can Zoom with our kids. They can either call in or Zoom on the Chromebooks that we will be giving them. All of our students' grades, pre-K through 12, we get a Chromebook to carry home. And for the last couple of days, I've been riding on the school bus around the county. Some of the people may have seen the school bus riding kind of tight through the neighborhoods where the bus normally don't go. I've been doing that to test the signal strength of the hotspots that we're giving, to make sure that when our students are at home, there will not be any connectivity issues. And the hotspots that we're giving them to use will connect up to 5 devices on that one hotspot. So if we have multiple students in one household, they all can have connectivity with that particular hotspot. And going back to the groups and what have you, we took that approach because we did not want households that had students that maybe had elementary and middle and high school students in the same household. We wanted all those kids to be at school at the same time.
As far as programs and protocols for kindergarten, middle school, high school, are there different protocols?
Not necessarily. And I got to say this is something that is this situation that we're in now is something that's very, very abnormal to everyone across the nation. That they put this video out some years back about building the airplane while you're flying it. This is literally the embodiment of that. We are in the air. We are putting the panels and attaching wings and flaps and everything as we go. So we are going to try to, if we see some areas where we can improve this process, we're going to react swiftly to try to make that happen. The key in my mind and what I'm relaying to the principals and curriculum folk is that constant communication with our students, keeping our parents aware of where we are and where our kids may be falling short here or there, taking the time to have those video chats with our kids to further explain concepts and content that they may be a little hazy on, providing after school meetings for tutoring for our students virtually. All of these things, we're going to have to be very diligent about making these things happen, and that's my intent, that we are going to be very deliberate about how we communicate, how we interact with our students in this environment and parents in this environment. And I've met with several of our faith-based leaders over a 3-meeting period on Zoom, and they are all in on getting with their congregations, encouraging them to be a part of this process, even to the point where if they can, we could park Wi-Fi buses in their parking lots if kids are having connectivity issues, even with the hotspots we're providing for them. They can get around a bus. Those Wi-Fi hotspots on our buses, you can get within 300 feet of the bus, and it'll connect up to 75 devices at one time. So, and right now we're preparing 5, but CARES Act funding has come down through the governor's office that will allow us to equip quite a few more buses, so we can deploy a great deal of buses over the county, and we're trying to work out the logistics of that, because we're also going to use our buses to deliver our breakfast and lunch to our students during the day while they're remote learning.
2-part question here. When are virtual classes going to be starting, and what's the status of athletics at Sumter Central High School?
Right now we have canceled our athletics for the county. It's with the data that's out there for our county with regards to COVID. I can't take the chance with the lives of our students. There's just no way I can do that. And we have a lot of multi-generational people in the same household, and then we have a lot of our families. They may not be in the same household, but they live pretty close together, and they communicate with each other on a regular basis. They depend on each other. They look out for each other very closely. So this disease is a master communicator. And if you put it in a position where it can communicate, it would do just that. And it's proven that around this nation, around this state, and even in this county. So we have to be extremely careful that we're not putting our students, and there's no way that I can see where you can play a full contact sport like football and not put yourself at jeopardy for exposure to COVID. In cheerleading and even marching band, you playing instruments and you got saliva rolling everywhere through those brass instruments and even the reed instruments. So I just don't see any way that we could do this safely. And with regards to the protocols that's in place by the Athletic Association, we don't, even though they're providing CARES Act funding, we don't have that funding is not enough for us to do the type of deep cleaning every day it's going to be required in our weight room and our facilities. And, we got a new weight room, installed a brand new weight room last year, getting ready for this, and our kids were excited about it. But this we can't take that chance. Just can't do it.
Sumter County Commissioner Marcus Campbell is here with us. Good morning, Marcus. How are you doing?
Good morning, DC. How are you?
How's the county working with the school board in this situation?
We're working very well. It's Team Sumter County. Every Friday we have a county stakeholders call, and Dr. Gardner and the board members, along with other county officials and other businesses here in Sumter County, are together on those Friday 10 a.m. conference call, along with our state delegation. And we've also had our Senator Doug Jones and the Congresswoman Sewell's office has been on as well. And Senator Shelby will be reaching out soon. So it's all about teamwork. I have a great relationship with Dr. Gardner. We go over several things. Ever since he's been here in Sumter County, he has wanted people to interact and come in, because this is all about being involved and communicating together. And as we were just talking about the school not being able to have the physical presence where kids can attend in the classroom, DC, upcoming now football season. And I am so grateful to you for bringing live remote football to all of our citizens here in Sumter County several years ago. And that's something that we will miss, our road trips and the home games. So, and we know how important sports are here to the citizens and our people who are going abroad from Sumter County. But as Dr. Gardner stated, you cannot put those young student athletes in jeopardy. And that's something that, as not only being an elected official, but just being a person who care and being a servant here in Sumter County, I want to make sure that our students, our citizens, all who impact Sumter County are safe and protected. And that's what it's all about now. Here we are living in a time where who knows what. And I tell you what, everybody needs to continue to work together and do their part to make sure that we face this with an open mind and be able to adjust and adapt to whatever situation comes about. To date, right now here in Sumter County, we have 350 confirmed cases since March the 14th, March the 18th timeline. And over 1,720 citizens have been tested. And we have 16 deaths right now. And some of those numbers are probably off because the labs are backing up a little bit. So the reporting is not coming in as it should, but that's what's reported right now on the Alabama Department of Public Health website, unless Doc have a new mandate where it has been populated lately. So you have not today.
I look at it when I get in the office this morning.
Okay, but on our weekly conference call, I was tipping off with that, and before we got off, it had updated on last Friday. So, but going forward, we ask everybody, Team Sumter County, to just do your part. We ask you to continue to follow the CDC guidelines, the Alabama Department of Public Health guidelines. It's important that we continue to wash our hands, practice social distancing, wear your mask, and do those things. The governor has just extended the safer at home mandate, and that is important. And I ask everyone to please do your part, because, again, we are dealing with something that we have never seen before, and I pray to God that we won't ever see it again. Amen. Once it's controlled.
Testing continues in Sumter County. How can people get tested?
Right now, we will begin testing in August. We've been blessed tremendously to have so much testing going on here in Sumter County. Big shout out to our local hospital, our EMA director, Mrs. Margaret Gutley, who has been able to get testing kits, and a major shout out to Mark Watley Health Services, where I serve on that board of directors. Mark Watley has been a giant here in Sumter County to make sure that our citizens have been given those testing opportunities. So in the month of August, we will be testing on August the 13th at our local hospital, Hill Hospital. That is a Thursday from the hours of 9 to 12 noon. It is free testing again. Please, everyone, don't wait until 11:45 to show up in line. Go ahead and come out. We have citizens who arrive at 8:30, and that's what you need to do, because sometimes the medical team of Watley gets in the county a little bit earlier. On August the 18th, we will be testing in Elps at the town hall there at the community center in Elps. Again, the hours are from 9 to 12. Mark Watley Health Services will be testing that day. And also, we have a confirmed testing date on August the 25th, but we have not determined which location or what community or where we'll be testing here in the county. So in the month of August, those 3 dates are confirmed, but the 25th, the location will be set sometime by the beginning of next week. And also, each and every Friday at the Sumter County Health Department, anyone can go and get tested, but you have to make sure that you call and get an appointment, and you have to have symptoms. And that's something I'm really disgusted with at this junction where we are now, that you have to have symptoms. And this is the Sumter County Health Department, but this is a mandate around the state, because people right now, they're taking this more seriously from March the 18th. So I encourage everybody to please do your part, support what is going on. And again, just circling back, I'm going to miss our Friday nights because, again, Dr. Gardner Damon came to one of our county commissioners meetings and wanted to bring live football here in Sumter County. And he's been doing that for the past 4 years. And I tell you, I enjoy hanging out on Friday night. Never played a down of football, but I'm an athletic guy. So it correlates. You're talking about sports. So, again, to all of our listeners on Friday night, no more road trips right now at the moment, no more home games. And when your mom come in town to hang out with us, that's going to be something I know I'm going to miss tremendously. But, again, we're talking about safety. Safety is key. Safety is number one. So, and I'm just hoping and praying that the Alabama High School Athletic Association will revisit this before the kickoff. And I tell you, it's going to be imperative and important. We see what's going on with the Florida Marlins. Here is a professional baseball team with all of the amenities and resources that anyone can have. And you see how many players just got tested positive yesterday, 17 players. And we're talking about on that scale, on that level, with the best of the best resources and the medical teams to do what they need to do. So, again, Alabama, please pay attention to what is going on. And, again, we'll fight this beast. And this beast is taking no prisoners, so continue to be safe.
And again, you're looking at let's look at some of these collegiate conferences and 1AA conferences like the SWAC, the MEAC, and Division II, SIAC, and even the Ivy League. These folks are they're protecting their teams, but those conferences are moving their fall sports to the spring, and hopefully the conditions will permit that to occur. And I would love to see Mr. Savarese consider that as we move forward, because it's everybody want to play. We want to play, but more and more folk are taking this thing serious. We have professional football players who are opting out the season this year and taking the minimum pay and to protect themselves and their families. So this we really need to just be humble and understand that we're dealing with something that's much greater than we are.
Well, I'm going to say this, that if we don't get to do football, there's a possibility, just a possibility, that we might get to do basketball if things start looking better and the school board and the state approves, the athletic association. So you might hear basketball on the radio this year.
That would be outstanding.
You just don't know.
That would be outstanding.
Dr. Gardner, I'm going to give you the last word before we wrap it up to talk to your faculty, the parents, your students. What would you like to tell them?
To my students, I understand that this new normal that they're calling it is something that is stressful, and we're going to put some things in place to where if you need to talk to someone, you'll be able to do so. We want to not only educate our students, we want to attend to their mental well-being as well. So though we will have our counselors reaching out, we will have our administrators reaching out to make sure that our students' well-being is being looked after. Our parents, I truly know that this is going to be it's going to negatively impact the way that you run your households, and I just pray that you will please be patient with us, because absolutely your children's best interest is being considered here, and we have this